In our last video, we looked at how to calculate the probability or the percent of days where we would upload less than a set number of videos. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to use the z-score and the z-table to find an answer where we're looking for more than a certain value. And so the good news is these will start out much the same way, where the first step was to calculate your z-score. So I'm going to go through this a little bit quicker this time. If you want some more details, maybe go back and watch that first video. Our z-score then is going to represent, or we're going to find that z-score, same formula. We'll take our x value, the piece of data we're interested in, this time it's 250,000. We'll subtract the average, which was 181,099 videos, and then divide that by our standard deviation, just our typical z-score formula. That standard deviation was 35,644. And so once you do that calculation, you end up with approximately 1.93. Now remember, always round those values to 2 decimal places. So you'll notice this time our z-score was positive because we're trying to upload more than the mean this time. Our x value, the 25,000, is higher than our mean. So step 2 then is where we go to our z-table. Okay, so we're going to look this value up in the z-table. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the screen. I don't know how legible this is going to be to you out there, but hopefully you have a z-table at home that you're looking at. So here's my screen, which again you might not be able to read. I'm not sure how this will turn out. But my z-score was approximately 1.93. So the way the z-table worked was you're going to take your first couple digits, the 1.9, and you're going to look down that column. And so I've circled down here where 1.9 is. If you want to look at your charts at home, look down until you find positive 1.9. Next up, you'll look horizontally for that final digit. This time our final digit was a 3, so there's the 0.3. And then what we'll look at is where those two rows and columns intersect. So there's that, and I should end up with a value. And again, I don't know if you can see this out there, but hopefully at home you're seeing in your own z-table that score, or that number right there, is 0.9732. So let's go back and jot that number down, 0.9732. What that represents, that's always the probability or the percentage where you're less than the 250,000. So our probability of uploading less than 250,000 was 97%, so we have a pretty good chance. The thing is, we're not trying to do less than that this time, we're trying to do more than. And so what we'll have to do is step 3, we'll have to adjust that value. Well, hopefully you've at this point figured out what you need to do, but if 97% of the time we're uploading less than that amount, all you have to do is subtract from 1 or subtract from 100% to find the probability that you'll be more than. So that's what it looks like with decimals. If it's easier to think in terms of percentages, it's just 100% total, right, minus the 97.32%, and that will leave you with a small probability, because remember, we're above the mean, and so uploading this many videos is probably pretty rare. But it turns out that based on this data, I would expect only about 2.68% of the time I'd be uploading more than 250,000 videos. So very, very similar to what we did last time with the less than. With more than, just take your value from the z-table and subtract it from 100%.